Well, hey folks, what I'm up to today, still working on the camper tractor thing and making the rear transmission mount. What I have here is one little plate with two holes, and those are drilled. This is drilled already for the to bolt up to the transmission. Then I took and just butt welded these two together after getting them pretty well straight. You know, it runs in a fairly straight line there. It's not absolutely perfect, but don't believe it has to be. I go give her some good pressure at first. I go kind of heavy at first, and then when you feel it breaking through, just kind of ease up. That one grabbed a little bit. I guess you shouldn't be free-handed stuff, but I don't know, I do it all the time. Some things I clamp down, and most things I really don't. Right there, yeah, it already centered itself right in that hole. And just ease up because I can feel it breaking through. And there it is. It's two holes. Alright, on to bigger and better things. Okay, right there, all my shafts are good and straight, and that is the main concern. Okay, so now we got 17 to the top and 17 and a half. That's not so bad. I can live with it. I'd have lived with whatever as long as them shafts are straight. That's all I really care about, and that it'll hold the weight of the transmission, which it will. What I'll do now is I'll unbolt this strap here, and I'll come out 17 inches from that weld, and I'll cut it right off, and that should give me the angle to come to the top of this frame. Actually, what I'll do is probably take an inch off each side. Go 16.5 here, 16 here. That way it's not on the top of the frame, but down just a little bit. There we are. Now we're cooking. Not bad. I'll save that little cutoff piece because I've got a feeling that might come in handy. Alright, here's our second cut. I think there's a neighbor playing the radio. I hope the camera doesn't pick that up. I'm not going to very well go over to the neighbor's house and say, hey, shut off your radio, I'm trying to make a friggin' video, and everybody, the record companies are assholes and won't let that music be on the internet. Everybody's tuning into my channel to listen to free music, huh? Alright. That's friggin' nice. You can't argue with that. Here is the mount, and I just kind of clamped this in the vise right here and put the side of the jaw right at this weld and just bent it by hand. Now, I held my hands real close to the edge there, and it sort of followed that weld real nice. Might be a little bit cockeyed, but I can straighten that out. All I did was just kind of put a convincing angle on there that'll allow me to get it inside of the frame and bolt it to the transmission and find out exactly what I need to have as far as my angle, and that's it. That is the beginning, and that's pretty much right where I wanted her to end up at. I'm gonna have to trim these down a little bit, or maybe flex them up a little bit. I don't know, but it's not quite at the top of the frame, and there's plenty of room underneath for my flange, which is going to angle, you know, sort of from here and come up to meet the edge of this when I got it finalized. If you know what I mean. I know what I mean most of the time, but you might not. If you don't know what I mean, you'll see when I get there. Got the mount laying on the piece of metal that I want to cut. All right, back here, this will be waste. I got 1, 2, and those will come all the way out to this second bend right here. And then I got 2 straight pieces. This straight piece is you're going to take just a little nip out of the corner for right here, but that's not going to be a problem. And I'll have enough to get the pieces cut. Now whether I'll have enough wire left after all this is said and done, we'll see. And I think after this is constructed, I'm going to have to go down there and hack that rear end off of that thing and probably pull it up here into the driveway with the Scout, and then I'll make my pieces that go inside of the frame, bolt them in, and then I'll be able to weld the cross member to the bolted in pieces while everything's sitting in place and nice, and I can have it right up here in case I got to fine tune something. Alright, it's pretty much a standard T-joint weld. I'm pretty sure you get the idea of what I'm doing here. This is already going to take 20 decades to upload as it is, so I'm not going to show too much of the welding here. You can see that anywhere. It's something I forgot about. Occasionally I got to take this this little tip here, I guess this is contact tip, and there'll just be a whole bunch of junk from that stupid liner or whatever, I don't know, but it builds up in there. So you just kind of clip the end of your wire off, and if possible, you know, feed it through backwards, get all the crap out of this thing, and it'll feed a lot better. Clean this stupid tip out once in a while when it starts. You don't got to tighten the crap out of that, just kind of snug it. And there we go. 30 miles of welding wire later, and we have one completed cross member. I still have to build the stuff that it's going to weld to, you know, the parts that are going to bolt into the frame, which that's gonna involve hacking the rear off of that camper and dragging it up here, so I can do everything a hell of a lot easier and weld it together while everything's in place. Probably once I get the entire mount and everything done, welded together, all the crap, I'll take it out, run the wire wheel on it and paint it up nice, and then put it back in, you know, just because it's fun. Take it easy, folks.